Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Poem Massive video, and in this video we're going to go over Nessa and Dreadnaw, right? So Nessa and Dreadnaw, we're in Sirfetch'd right now, which Nessa and Dreadnaw is, I think, a water tech, right? Water tech, and 5-star obviously. Water tech, and she is weak to grass, which makes sense, right? And yeah, as for her kit, she has well, actually, let's look at her stats first. So in terms of stats, 779 HP, which is a lot of HP. That's a ton of HP, right? 351 attack, which is a lot of attack as well, right? 245 defense, which is a lot of defense. 193 special defense, which is I'm looking at max potential stats. That's why they look insanely great. All right. Her 135 non 20 stats is 679 HP, which is still a lot of HP. 311 attack, which is okay, not as high, right? 205 defense, 153 special defense, and then 196 speed. All right, so when I'm not looking at 20 stats, stats do not look very impressive, right? Relatively low attack, right? Especially for like 135. I mean, low 300s for 135 is not very high physical attack. It's not that bad though, but it's not anything crazy either. Defenses aren't that great either. I mean, all special defense not. I mean, physical defense is okay. Although again, 135 and level 135 and only like barely cracking 200 defense. You'd have good HP though. 679 HP, can't complain about that. 196 speed. Okay, so alright, so pretty bad stats overall, right? I mean, no sugarcoating it, her stats are not very, very good. Alright, after the theme skills, we got Water Tech, Galler, Artistic, and Gym Leader. Tech, obviously. And for the passives, we have Restrained Power Up 5, extra 50% when the user is restrained. Okay, so when you restrain yourself, or have yourself restrained. Ripple Effect 9, that's the one where spreads status moves to the whole opponent's team. Although, does it apply to secondary effects? I guess it would, or else why would you have it, right? So it's like a Go Viral 9, except for stat debuffs, right? Then you got Restrained. Freebie 3 has a 40% chance of applying the free move next effect to the user when an attack move is successful while the user is restrained. That is really good. That is really, really good. That's basically like Move Gauge Refresh 3, except instead of giving you 1 gauge back, you get like 3 gauges for free, right? Because she has a bunch of 3 gauges. Unless you want to use Rock Doom, which is a 2 gauge. Which why would you do that, right? So moving on to its kit. First of all, got Razor Shell, has 50% chance of lowering the opponent's defense, which is really, really nice. Only 95% accuracy, so it makes her base power actually not really bad, right? Because usually, if it has a really good secondary effect, usually the BP is not great. But if it does have a lower accuracy, it does raise the BP back up, right? So it is definitely above average BP over here. 3 gauge move, Water Physical, and then you got Jaw Lock, which is Dark Physical, which for some reason has 140 to 168 base power. That's like a crappy 4 gauge move levels of BP on a 3 gauge move for some reason. And the reason is it applies the restraint effect to the target and the user. So basically, once you use it, you can't swap out. But here's the thing. In single player, you can't swap out anyways. So it only restricts you if you're in co-op, which no one really plays anymore. Although I think there's like some co-op event coming soon, but like most of the time you won't be using it, right? So you basically get like an omega powerful 3 gauge move BP for free. Again, restrain yourself and the user, because restraining it does nothing, right? It does nothing. Rock Tomb lowers target speed, 2 gauge, we all know about that. And then the trainer move, Wash Them Away, sharply raises user's attack, raises user's crit, in addition drastically raises speed and rain, which is obviously very, very nice. And then your sync move powers up if the target is restrained, so that's your run-the-mill, normal tech EX sync sort of thing, right? All right, so that's her base kit. Going into the grid, right? We got some stuff, right? Got some power ups. Razor Shell power up, Razor Shell accuracy, vigilance, so don't get crit. Move gauge refresh 2 for Razor Shell, relentless, which is the more defense has been lowered, the more powers up. That's the 2 times multiplier for defense down sinks, right? So that's nice. Got crit focus on Razor Shell. It does cost you 10 energy, but I mean, if you could get it without sacrificing too much, that might be a decent pickup. So you don't need like a crit buffer, right? Whereas that's because you get like only +2 crit. Although how much? It is 10 energy. Yeah, you know what? Nah, I take that back. That's not good. Not good. Don't pick it up. Rock Tomb power ups. Move gauge fresh 3 on Rock Tomb. Accuracy buffs. Cakewalks have another 2 times multiplier for the sync move. Although it is Cakewalk, so it's like bad, right? But it's something, I guess. Got Hunter's Instinct, where speed has been lowered, more powers up moves. It's just because like she has like Rock Tomb, but like realistically, you're not gonna be like Rock Tombing. Like you'd rather just not pick up Cakewalk at all, and then just pick up Relentless instead. Because with Relentless, you're doing good DPS with Razor Shell under Rain, right? And you have 50% chance of lowering the opponent's defense, even though Rock Tomb is 100%, but like Razor Shell, you're just doing so much extra DPS while you're at it, right? Plus it's water type, which most of the time you will be using her against water weak opponents. Although you could use her against dark weak opponents too. But most times it's gonna be against again water weak opponents. So I mean, yeah, you have Cakewalk, you have Hunter's Instinct, but you probably don't want to pick it up, because if you think about it, right? You know what? Let's just go over the whole grid before I talk about that. Cakewalk, Hunter's Instinct, Wash and Away, MP Refresh 3. So if you pick that up, you get the MP Refresh. You may not need another support, but then again, it is very risky in RNG. And also, you're using like a 3rd trainer move, which means you're like wasting turns, not debuffing the opponents for your multipliers, right? Racing Rain 3, quick charges, move gauge, and Rain, which again helps with the really slow speed. Then you got Shower Power 5, extra 50% sync move power up in Rain. And then you got Rage Rain 3, extra 30% to your damage when it's... Yeah, you definitely don't want to pick up Cakewalk then. Because you have like... Yeah, it's so much better just spamming Razor Shell instead of using Rock Tomb. Jawlock, power up, move gauge refresh. Jawlock, Restrain Recovery 1. You heal when you're restrained. Hold hostage 2, powers up moves when target is restrained. Okay, you definitely want to do Razor Shell instead. Then your sync move. Yeah, so she has a lot of multipliers. However, I do think she is a case of, oh, look at all her multipliers on paper, but it might not be that great because of the fact that you have to consider team comp, right? And the thing with Nessa is, first of all, a lot of multipliers, very, very expensive grid. So can you really, use some energy to pick up the MP Refresh on trainer move? Probably not, right? And also, again, if you are using the trainer move again, you're wasting turns that you could be trying to debuff your opponent instead. So I do think it's probably better just to not care about a lot of the Cakewalk, Hunter's Instinct multipliers, and instead, obviously you want to run Rain. You want to run Rain, 100% want to run Rain, right? And then on the other hand, you probably just want a stat buffer, right, to max out your attack and crit, right? So May plus Dreadnaw plus... Oh, also, if you're running it with May, you might not want to sync with Nessa at all. Maybe as a water DPS then, I guess. Unless you don't have May, then if you're running Pelipper or something, then obviously you want to sync with Dreadnaw instead, right? But yeah. The trainer looks okay. It doesn't look anything crazy. But again, I do think a lot of it depends on the synchroned placements, which we don't have the synchroned helper updated yet, so we'll have to see what it looks like, right? In terms of, again, how much of these multipliers can we pick up? Can we have room for the extra MP refresh on the trainer move? If it's even worth it, right? Because again, there's a lot of really great nodes that we might not be able to all pick up, right? And again, stuff like Hunter's Instinct, Cakewalk, probably again not good to pick up anyways. Yeah, even if you bring like another speed debuffer, you probably just don't want to bring another speed debuffer though. You probably just want to bring a more useful unit, whether it be a support or something else, right? Or a tank, something like that. Especially if you're running Pelipper, because like you're not tanking with Dreadnaw or Pelipper, so you definitely do want to run like a support / tank on the other slot. So yeah, again, Cakewalk, Hunter's Instinct, probably not great. So she looks okay. Unfortunately, with all like water type zinc nukers, you do have May, right? But she doesn't look bad. She might even like, again, don't quote me on this because I haven't done damage calcs yet, but she could potentially maybe out nuke May, maybe if again you pull up all the multipliers, which again might not be possible, right? Which also again might not be great as well to use. But yeah, unfortunately she doesn't have really great physical attack stat as well. But she looks fun. She definitely looks fun. Restraining yourself for like a very, very great trade-off there. Incredibly high BP for like basically like no drawbacks. So that's nice. You could use her as a pretty solid dark type damage dealer as well. So that's cool, right? Among other things. So yeah, anyways, that's gonna be this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Like this video, so we're channel for some more Pokemon contents. And I'll see you guys in the next one. We're going over I think the last one out of this Datamined, right? Which is B, which we haven't went over yet. So let's go over that. I went over all the other ones. So if you guys haven't checked those out yet, go check those out. And again, I'll see you guys in the next one.